Hi everyone, welcome to Mel's Kitchen. Today I am going to be making a staple in our house during the fall and winter months. It can be used all year round for sure, but we use a lot more of it during the fall and winter months. And today, waking up this morning, it was like 3 degrees. So we are definitely getting into that fall season. So today I am going to be showing you how to make your very own bone broth, and it's well worth making it at home because it's so much more economical. To buy a litre of good quality chicken bone broth or beef bone broth in the stores, you're looking at spending like around, if not more than $20, whereas making it for yourself at home is really economical, and I will show you a few tricks on how I make it pretty cheap. So today I'm going to show you how to make chicken bone broth. You can make beef as well, and I'll put in the recipe notes, I'll put an option of how to make the beef broth, but today it's the chicken. So for the chicken, you can, if you've made say a roast chicken, done a chicken in the slow cooker, Instant Pot, anything like that, you can use the chicken carcass. You can just put it straight again in the Instant Pot or slow cooker. I'm going to show you the Instant Pot version today, but again in the recipe notes there will be I will be explaining how to do it in the slow cooker. But yeah, so that's the easy option. If you're going to make a roast chicken, then all you need to do is put the carcass into the equipment that you're using and you add all the other ingredients from there. But what I like to use for my chicken bone broth is I just need to find here, I buy chicken necks and backs from Lamb and Gardens and Bakery. I buy all my chicken from there. It's delicious, pasture raised chicken. If you follow them on Instagram, you'll see them. It's awesome how they move around the chicken coops. It's great. But anyway, so I buy the chicken necks and backs. So here's one I roasted. They come in packs of 2. So the nice thing is I make a double batch. I'll make one batch, strain it all, and then I make a second batch straight away, but I chop everything at the same time. So yeah, chicken necks and backs are really economical, very cheap, because it's the part that most people don't want, hey, but it still contains that collagen and the gelatin that we need. It still has meat on there and the skin on there that we're going to get a lot of these nutrients from. So if you want to buy yours, then you contact Beck at Lamb and Gardens and Bakery. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they have their own website, and they sell a number of different products: pork, chicken, they're sourcing beef now, they sell vegetables, they sell amazing baking. If you ask my kids about their cinnamon buns, last time, I think it was a couple of nights ago, Ben's like, Mum, when you get their next delivery, can you order double the amount? Because they just go in an instant here. So yeah, and Beck works really hard, so please support her. But anyway, so you can use raw chicken when you're making your bone broth. I've done that before. Today I actually roasted the chicken neck and backs. I did it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I roasted it for about half an hour. So depending on your oven, you could do it for anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes when they start to brown. The reason I roast mine now, I never used to, but the reason I do is once I had my bone broth and the bones had been roasted, it was like, a game changer. It's such a deeper and richer and fuller flavour from roasting the bones, so that's why I do it. But you can absolutely, if you don't want to roast the chicken neck and back, you just put them straight in. And if you've already, like I said, made a roast chicken, then awesome, it's already been roasted, you don't need to do that prep ahead step. So I have my chicken neck and back in there. I've put about 6 cups of water in for now. I'm going to see if I need to add a little bit extra at the end. So this is in my Instant Pot, okay? So that's in there, and then what I'm going to add is I've got 1 carrot here, 1 carrot that I have just sliced up. I'm going to pop that in there. I have got a red onion that I have just I've diced, but big chunks, so I'm just going to pop that in there. You can use any type of onion you want. Red does tend to have a stronger flavour, but it still tastes delicious to me. I have whatever I pretty much use whatever I have in the house. White onions, yellow onions, you can even use green onions. If you're going to, you want about 6 stalks for each pot, okay? And then you want a couple of celery stalks, so I've used these. And the nice thing is you can use the leafy part too, okay? A lot of the time we don't use this part and it goes to waste, so you can throw that in. Talking about waste, something that I have been known to do is I will have a bag or a container in my freezer, and anytime I have odds and ends like those leafy parts of the celery, I will put it in there, and then when I come to make my bone broth, I can just, take that out of the freezer and pop that in. And that's what I've done with this. So here are some broccoli stalks. I have to say, when I cook broccoli, I don't cook a lot of the stalks. I'm just going to push this back a little bit. My husband likes the stalks, but the rest of us aren't keen. So the stalks that we don't use, I save it and again use it in my broth. So that's just one broccoli stalk going in there. I have about a cup of parsley. Again, you just roughly chop, throw that in. I had some thyme on hand, so I'm throwing in a few sprigs of thyme. It's going right in there. And a couple of big cloves of garlic I had. So I used 2 to 3 garlic cloves. I've just chopped them up and they can go in. Okay, I'm just going to get the rest of this. So all of that is thrown in, and I am actually going to add just a little bit more water, probably about another cup of water. So that's about 7 cups of water I am throwing in. That's better. Okay, and then what I'm going to add to make it bone broth versus your regular broth is I'm going to throw in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This is one of my favourite brands. I think it's Bragg, isn't it? Yeah, Bragg. And you can get this in most grocery stores. I like it because it's raw, it's unfiltered, and it has the mother. So you see all these little floaty bits. This is a bit like what you get in kombucha, but this is really good. So I'm going to throw in, normally I do about a tablespoon of this into the broth. I think I don't even measure it now. You can also use lemon juice if you have that and you don't have the apple cider vinegar. So there we go. And then all you do, pop it in the Instant Pot. Now on mine, I have a soup and broth setting. So I'm going to put it on there. And it comes up as 1:45, so 1 hour 45 minutes. I'm going to increase the time to 2 hours. Make sure that you got it on the right setting at the back. And that's it, you leave it for 2 hours. That's what I like about using the Instant Pot. It takes a lot less time. If you're going to do it on the stove or the slow cooker, it takes a lot longer. Slow cooker will take anywhere between 12 to 15 hours. If you leave it on the stove, again, it can take that amount of time. I've been known to do it on the stove for about 24 hours. And you have to be careful, obviously, if you're going to go to bed and leave it or leave the house. That's why I tend to use the slow cooker or the Instant Pot. So there, it's on now. Just have to wait for it to heat up and then it'll be on there for 2 hours. So why do I make bone broth versus just buying regular old broth? Well, bone broth has a lot of different amazing things about it. It can be really healing for the gut. It contains gelatin, and that helps the mucus lining of our gut to heal. A lot of us, we have food sensitivities, or we have something called a leaky gut, and that's when the gut wall gets little holes that appear, and then particles go into our bloodstream that shouldn't be there, and it causes an immune reaction. So this bone broth is very, very healing for the gut. So if you've got any gut issues, and even if you don't, then having a cup of this a day, or using it whenever you're cooking, if you're making rice, use this instead of the water. If you're making soups, obviously stews, those types of things. Anything that calls for water or broth, you can often use the bone broth. What else? Well, it really helps to strengthen your immunity. And right now, when I'm filming this, my kids have just gone back to school. First time in 6 months since COVID hit. So obviously strengthening their immune system and my own, my husband's, is very high on my priority list right now, as it always is, but even more so now. So that's the reason I make a big batch of bone broth, and then I'll store a lot in the freezer so we have it there if any of us get sick, or just to use in general cooking. What else? Helps fight inflammation. Bone broth contains a lot of different nutrients, such as amino acids. So it contains glycine and arginine, and they help reduce inflammation. It also contains the collagen and gelatin, and that also supports our joints, our bones, and reduces inflammation. Now, I have osteoarthritis, so I like to take the bone broth on a regular basis because it really helps with strengthening my joints and my bones. What else? Really great for skin, hair and nails. We're hearing a lot about collagen these days. You can buy so many supplements now that have collagen in them. I take collagen powder in my morning latte every day. I pop it in the kids' smoothies. And bone broth is very rich in collagen. Okay, so that's what's going to keep your hair and nails strong. And I have to say, like, I have extra hair growth, and I put that down to taking collagen every day. My nails are always really strong, and again, I attribute a lot of that to my diet and, you know, the collagen that I take as a regular part of my diet. What is it? I think that's about it. So One thing I didn't say about the apple cider vinegar, I probably should say, is I told you to add it, but I didn't tell you why to add it. The reason we want to add your apple cider vinegar, and this is again what makes it very different to your regular broth, is that it's very acidic. So that's what's going to draw the collagen and the gelatin and all the other nutrients out of the bone. So that is another reason why it's really important to make sure that you have good quality bones that you're using for your broth, because you don't want it to pull all the toxins. So that's why it's really important to me to source my meat, my poultry from, you know, great places, clean places such as Lamb Gardens and Bakery. If you have any questions, Becca's always there to answer them for you. So I think that's it. I'm not going to make you stay on here for the whole 2 hours that it's on, but when it's done, what I will do is I'm just going to strain it, and then I will store it in mason jars. So I'll keep one in the fridge. It will keep in the fridge for 4 to 5 days. If you're not going to use it within that time, then pop it straight in your freezer. But if you're going to store it in your mason jars, always remember to, you know, you have to have a good inch of space at the top, because when it freezes it's going to expand, and I have had a few occasions where I've lost out on my amazing bone broth because I haven't left enough space, and storing it in glass, it will make it crack, so it just goes to waste. So make sure you do that. But yeah, that's it. Any questions, please, or comments, please post them below. If you like this video, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any others, because if I've made this bone broth, the next step is to be making lots of delicious soups this fall and winter. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.